And informed patriotism is what we want. And are we doing a good enough job teaching our children what America is and what she represents in the long history of the world? We've got to teach history based not on what's in fashion, but what's important.
The Ashbrook Center seeks to restore and strengthen the capacities of the American people for constitutional self-government. Our students learn why America is worthy of their study and love, and they become better equipped to take a leading role in their country's civic life.
As an Ashbrook Scholar, I've learned that there is a critical difference between liberty and licentiousness, and that what makes a great citizen is that we pursue liberty and happiness properly understood.
They're not relying on whatever the whims and the policies of today are, or what the rights are that we think we have or we don't have, but instead relying upon our core fundamental rights and encouraging us as Americans to understand those.
You're not just learning about the words that they've said and the wisdom that they have to share, but you're also really learning how to think critically. You just get the opportunity to engage not only with your professors and the speakers that are brought in, but also you really develop a community among yourself as scholars.
There is constant learning that's happening. You are engaging with peers and professors at every single meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and the conversation is not just about general teaching things that you would normally talk about in the lunchroom. The conversation is about, what do you think about John Calhoun's interpretation of slavery versus Abraham Lincoln? And it's all content-based.
They're interested in getting me to wake up and think, and it's invaluable. I don't know very many institutions who have that as their aim. The Ashbrook Scholar Program, especially in my line of work here in Washington, D.C., is very well known. It turns as many heads as Ivy League schools.
I had a tremendous amount of support from the Ashbrook Center in that I had several fellowships that helped me come to Washington, and I really couldn't have done it without them. Between the financial support they were able to provide me through their great donors and through the work they've been able to do, helped put me in the place where I am today.
I'm now a national security consultant. I consult on strategic policy, nuclear deterrence, missile defense, and all of it was from my interest starting with the Ashbrook Scholar Program.
The Ashbrook Center has become, in effect, a national university with unrivaled capacity for deepening teachers' understanding and appreciation of America.
There is not a day that goes by that I don't use something that I learned in my experience at the Ashbrook Center in my day-to-day teaching.
I really haven't met many people that have a master's in education that have been able to really identify what they gained from it. My degree, I definitely can say, the content that I've gained and how it's helped me become a better teacher.
When I was at Ashland, I was able to sit down and directly ask leaders like Colin Powell questions, and had that opportunity to sit down and look somebody straight in the eyes and ask them a question. Gave me the confidence that no matter what company I'm with, what boardroom I'm sitting in, I can look at the CEO of that company and ask him a direct question about how he sees his business and how I can help him further his business as well.
I have to speak to the congressman almost every day, recommending an idea for a bill or a letter to, say, the Secretary of State or something. And, he pushes back with questions, and just being able to have that confidence to engage in a dialogue with him is something that I really feel I learned at Ashland through the Ashbrook program.
As an Ashbrook donor, you can know that the money that you're sending to the Ashbrook Center is being used to build young minds that are thinking minds as they catch a vision for our foundation as America. They will understand the meaning of America and why America is different.
You have heard from our scholars and teachers. They've told us why the Ashbrook Center has become a national leader in strengthening the capacity of the American people for constitutional self-government. To improve how the subjects of American history and government are taught throughout the United States, we are in the midst of a $15 million campaign. This campaign will allow us to expand the Ashbrook Scholar Program and create new programs to teach the principles of American self-government to students nationwide. With your help, the Ashbrook Center will build greater capacity to improve social studies education by expanding teacher programs online and across America, exponentially increasing the understanding of America's founding principles among our nation's youth. Never has the need been greater to create informed patriots. With your support, the Ashbrook Center will impact the education of over 1 million students every year. We are grateful to those that have already made a commitment to the campaign. Won't you consider joining them by making a gift to the Ashbrook Center? Together, we will strengthen constitutional self-government in America.